Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to go over a product that some of you have been probably curious about looking at and may wonder that is it worth the cost or does it justify, obviously the cost of the product. And what I'm talking about here, I've got the Nucanoe EPS system. So this one right here, you see, this is the Unlimited 12.5. The Nucanoe EPS stands for Electronic Propulsion System, and what it is, it comes in two versions. One, foot control steering, which you see right here, and two, hand control steering, which it's just like the stick steering that is on the pivot drive system. So I've got it unboxed here, I've got it ready to put on, but I wanted to spend just a little bit of time talking about what comes with the kit. So just a pro tip here as far as putting it on, it's extremely easy. In my opinion, with Nucanoe's products and installations, you're paying a little bit for that convenience, but they do really think of all of the steps on this. So I've got the foot pedal here, which again, this is going to mount on the left side, forward and backward for left and right. You've got the retract cord handle. This is going to go on your pulley and your cleat here that's already on the kayak. This is going to allow you to bring that motor up and down. And again, those of you that are really familiar with the pivot drive pedal system, a lot of this is going to look very, very familiar to you. You do have, instead of the pivot drive, the pedal drive system, you have a motor bracket that is designed for the Newport that I'm going to be putting on for this customer. This is not the NK300, this is the NK180, it's just in a different box here. But it's the same plate that comes on the pivot drive system. On the transom, this little plug that goes into here allows you to run a bolt through that to hold this plate in place, which you see right here. That's going to go through. On the other side, you got a washer. You have a plate to kind of hold that in place, which this wasn't on some of the previous years of the pivot drive and this EPS system. And then you've got the cable here, which is going to run from this setup to that foot control, and really, really nice setup. But what this is going to do, this is going to give you a very clean, custom look to it. You're not going to have a whole lot of stuff running across your boat, but it's going to allow you to steer your motor that's on the stern with your foot. I kind of like the single foot control. This is very similar to those of you that may have run it on a bass boat or something with a trolling motor. But this, again, this is going to be an electronic outboard motor to put on the stern. It's going to get you that spot there. Customers kind of wanting to get a little bit of a feel for this on this kayak, and then if they like it, they're probably going to go with the NK300 or the NK180 Pro model. But for this one here, we had kind of an open box deal here that we kind of gave the customer, and then just ordered this from Nucanoe and just got it in. But wanted to kind of go over the ins and outs of what's on this system, because I feel like the website on Nucanoe and a lot of videos out there don't really tell the complete story. And a lot of people, when they see the $400 price tag for the hand steering or the $450 for the foot control steering, you just don't know what you're getting for that money. So I'm gonna go ahead and get it together here real quick. I'm gonna show you again, kind of do the walkthrough again of everything cleaned up and installed, and show you how I did it, and then show you the final product of what it looks like with the motor on it, how it works, and then again, go from there. So anyways, guys, we'll see you here in just a second. All right, guys. So I've got everything installed here, and I just want to run through this really quick for you guys. So again, this is the Nucanoe EPS with foot control steering, which you see the pedal right here. So this is the system that's $450. The $400 option is the hand steering here, and that's what those threaded inserts are on the left side. To me personally, if it's 50 extra bucks, I really like this. The pedal was actually a little bit higher quality than I was expecting. It's a solid, it doesn't feel cheap or anything, which it shouldn't for the price. And it's got that deck padding kit that matches this here, but this is going to be a good non-slip surface depending on what kind of shoes you have, obviously, or how wet it is. But I really like this. It's got two wing knobs that hold it on with T-bolts. It's a secure fit. You can also, it allows you to slide it forward and backward. I've got a little further back than any of you will probably run it. I've just got the hull here. I don't have the seat and everything, but having the motor on the back and your battery right there, that's probably going to want you to run the seat toward the middle, and then obviously that pedal a little bit further forward. But I've got plenty of slack here in the line. I'm really impressed with this. So I told you about the foot pedal. I'll go over this here. So this is how the steering goes. If you own a Newport motor already, you probably have all the cables and all that for the left and right steering, as well as the reverse lock and all that nonsense. You don't need that on this setup. So all the steering is done with this metal cable here, and that goes to your foot pedal. So you don't need to pull the cables or anything like that. And this works for both the hand steering and the foot steering. This right here, this is how you raise it up and deploy it down. This goes through the pad eyes that come with your kayak. They're already on there, unless you got a pre-22, I believe. And then goes up through that pulley and into that cleat. Included with the kit, you do have the little T-handle. You've got all the cording. Everything here is included in the kit, but the motor and the battery. And literally the only thing that the motor is this right here and that silver shaft with the wiring. A lot of your Newports are going to come with additional fitments for different installations, but this is really simple, and it's just, I like simple because there's not a lot of stuff on it and it just looks really clean. Coming over here to the other side and kind of looking at the bracket. So you can see here the shaft of the motor. It's got these little boots on both sides, kind of gives it 4 points of contact, and then you tighten these down pretty good and it just really pinches it nicely. That's going to keep it from slipping down. It's also going to make it to where you can adjust the depth or how shallow you're running depending on what kind of water you're on. I've got it, I don't know, not too deep, but you can see you got a little bit more room if you want to run that deeper and get a little bit more efficiency out of it. The wiring, of course, comes with the motor. So if you got the motor already and you're looking at Nucanoe, this is a great setup. It's simple. It does come with the Yak Attack throttle mount. So this whole setup is included with it. It screws in really nicely on the back of that throttle. Obviously the throttle comes with the motor. I've got the battery charging back there. Keep in mind, guys, the Newport NK180 is a 24-volt battery. It's a 24-volt motor, excuse me, and then the NK300 is a 36-volt. So if you've got a battery already, you've got a 12-volt, you're probably going to want to do some battery shopping. This is only a 25-amp draw. I'm not sure off the top of my head what the NK300 is. I'll throw that up on the screen here. That'll kind of let you know what size battery you need. So those of you that are very familiar with the Motor Guide XI3 on the front, a lot of us run the 100 amp hour battery on there because it's about a 52, 53 amp draw. This motor being a 25 amp draw, the Newport battery I've got back here, I've got it charging currently. That's a 24 volt, 50 amp hour battery. So that's going to be the equivalent of running that 100 amp hour battery on it. And then the same thing with the NK300, you're going to want to look at a 36 volt battery, and I believe about 40 amp hours is what most people are running on that, but again, I'll double check on that. But anyways, if you have a Nucanoe dealer close by, you can order this entire system from Nucanoe. Definitely support your dealer. Let them do the install for you. Let your paddle shop take care of you. Let them earn your business. That's definitely what I'm all about, supporting your local paddle shop. Because again, if you don't have those guys or girls in your town, they're usually a relatively short drive away, but it's really worth it. The outdoor paddle sport space is not exactly the easiest to make it in. So definitely, if you can support them, definitely do so. But anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. I hope this cleared up some questions for you. This was a lot better quality than I was expecting. Not that I expected anything cheap from Nucanoe for the price. I wasn't sure on what you get. There's not a lot of content out there on it, and especially as easy as the install was and as clean as it looks, I'm a really big fan of it. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching the video, and we'll see you on the next one.